Opening the video with a powerful hook and overview of the situation, the latest developments in Donald Trump's campaign have ignited fresh debates across the country, raising questions about whether his political career is nearing an end. Trump, a figure once synonymous with political showmanship, now seems to be grappling with unprecedented backlash and erratic decisions that have rattled even his core base. This week, his panicked rhetoric, controversial appearances, and divisive messaging reveal a campaign caught in turmoil. In stark contrast, Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign has adopted a grassroots approach, mobilizing thousands of volunteers to get out the vote and bolster voter engagement in key battleground states. Her strategy has underscored her commitment to connecting with Americans on fundamental issues, while Trump's actions are widely seen as alienating him further from the moderate voters he once courted. This video will dissect the past 72 hours of Trump's campaign, delve into his controversial remarks and actions, and consider the implications of these choices on his political future. 1. The state of Trump's campaign. Cracks in the foundation. In the wake of recent polling data, the Trump campaign has entered panic mode. According to the latest polls by Split Ticket, a respected nonpartisan analytics firm, Vice President Kamala Harris currently holds a slight edge with 53% of the predicted vote, compared to Trump's 47%. This data signals a significant shift in voter sentiment and suggests Trump's base may not be as steadfast as he once believed. Trump's recent public behavior has only fueled this narrative. From impulsive outbursts to moments that could be described as unhinged, his behavior is alarming both allies and critics alike. This trend isn't just limited to isolated incidents. Rather, it has become a consistent pattern in his recent rallies and media appearances. 2. Harris's strategic ground game. Mobilizing for success. In contrast to Trump's chaotic campaign, Kamala Harris's team has adopted an approach characterized by precision and discipline. A campaign official in Pennsylvania reported an impressive turnout in volunteer engagement, claiming an average of 2,000 door knocks per minute across the state. This level of mobilization represents a stark contrast to the Trump campaign, which has largely relied on big rallies and media statements. Harris's strategy focuses on engaging voters directly, particularly in battleground states like Ohio and Pennsylvania, where Trump's base is thought to be the strongest. Her campaign's emphasis on personal engagement underscores the importance of voter interaction, a tactic that resonates particularly well with undecided and independent voters. This ground-up approach demonstrates Harris's commitment to every individual vote and reflects a well-organized campaign machine. 3. Polls and public perception. Is Ohio slipping away? New polling data from Ohio reveals a telling shift. Once a Republican stronghold, Ohio's numbers now suggest that Trump is barely maintaining a lead, with his support within the margin of error. Polls showing Harris potentially overtaking Trump in such a key state raise significant concerns for his campaign. If he loses Ohio, it could signal broader losses in similar states. Trump's response to these polls has been one of deflection and denial. While he dismisses the numbers as fabricated, his campaign's recent shift to aggressive messaging in traditionally safe states shows an underlying anxiety. The margin is so slim that even a small increase in voter turnout for Harris could turn the tide. 4. Trump's controversial behavior on the campaign trail. Trump's recent appearances have brought a level of controversy rarely seen in political history. At a recent rally, he simulated a lewd act with a microphone, drawing shock and criticism from both sides of the political spectrum. Headlines like "Trump blows it" from Drudge Report underscore the shock and disappointment among even conservative commentators. This is not the first time Trump's public behavior has sparked backlash, but the response to this incident has been particularly severe. Such actions not only alienate independent voters, but also create unease within his core base. There's a growing divide between Trump's loyal followers and traditional Republicans who feel increasingly distanced by these antics. The divisive rhetoric and personal attacks on figures like Liz Cheney only serve to isolate him further from the moderate faction of the party. 5. Harris's messaging, a focus on the issues. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris's campaign messaging has focused on core economic issues, a strategy that resonates with voters who are feeling the impacts of inflation and other economic challenges. In a recent address, Harris outlined her economic plan, which includes tackling corporate price gouging, expanding affordable housing, and supporting young families. Her platform is rooted in practical solutions aimed at alleviating everyday struggles for Americans. Unlike Trump, who has often resorted to personal attacks and incendiary language, Harris's campaign has taken a policy-driven approach. Her proposals, such as a $25,000 down payment assistance for first-time homebuyers and an expansion of the child tax credit, address concrete needs and resonate with middle-class families. 6. Trump's self-sabotaging statements and alienation of key demographics. In a recent interview, Trump defended a surrogate who disparaged Puerto Ricans, claiming that nobody cares and asserting that nobody's done more for Puerto Rico than me. This tone-deaf response has alienated Hispanic voters, a demographic that plays a crucial role in states like Florida and Arizona. Trump's comments have also sparked outrage within the African American community. His recent statement about Black jobs being taken away has been widely criticized as tone-deaf and offensive. By doubling down on divisive rhetoric, Trump risks further alienating minority voters who have historically been pivotal in swing states. 7. Misogyny and dismissal. Trump's comments on women and families. Trump's comments about women, including his remark that it's outrageous for a woman not to consult her husband about voting, have added fuel to an already raging fire. Such remarks not only offend women voters, but also expose a disconnect with the values of modern American families. This rhetoric, paired with his dismissive attitude toward women leaders like Liz Cheney, has alienated women voters who feel increasingly disillusioned by his leadership style. Meanwhile, Harris's approach has been inclusive, emphasizing equality and the importance of family support. Her remarks on issues such as affordable childcare, paid family leave, and small business support reflect a campaign that values every American family, resonating with parents and young voters alike. 8. Trump's legal troubles and the ruthless last days. With Trump facing mounting legal challenges, his campaign's final days have been marked by a frantic push to salvage his image. According to a recent Atlantic article, Trump's internal discussions have included bizarre messaging ideas, like labeling President Biden with derogatory terms. This behavior underscores the lack of discipline within Trump's campaign and raises doubts about his ability to connect with voters on substantive issues. In contrast, Harris's campaign has maintained a steady focus on voter engagement and grassroots mobilization, underscoring the disciplined approach needed to build a successful coalition. Donald Trump's recent actions have led many to question whether he's inadvertently paving the way for his own political downfall. His divisive rhetoric, erratic behavior, and offensive remarks have alienated key demographics and weakened his appeal among independents and moderates. If Trump continues down this path, his campaign risks not only losing the upcoming election but also losing credibility within his own party. Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign, on the other hand, reflects a strategic, organized, and policy-driven approach that resonates with the diverse coalition she's building. With grassroots support, a clear economic plan, and a disciplined team, Harris has positioned herself as a viable leader for the future. In this critical moment, Americans are witnessing a stark contrast between two vastly different visions for the country's future. As Trump's campaign scrambles to regain control, the question remains, has he already lost the battle?